Welcome to the No Psych, No Excuses podcast, where we have real, raw, authentic conversation. Here's your host, Kijuan Amey. Back, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing, man? Listen, I just want to say something. First off, welcome back to the No Side, No Excuse podcast. Well, y'all know we do real, raw, authentic conversation, and I have to say that this time because this is gonna be a good one. Lean in real close. Y'all ever heard of Carpe Diem? If you haven't, I'm gonna tell you about it in a second. So it's where you gotta seize the moment, seize the day, guys. Okay, that's what we're talking about here today. That is what I just did. Oh, and was it amazing? I snuck out. I ain't tell nobody. I said I'm gone. Okay, I was like I'm out of here. They're like, where you going? I don't tell. I'll tell you when I get back. Listen, I just do things at the drop of a hat. Sometimes you just literally have to be spontaneous. Just get out, do things. And that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. Just do it. Forget all the waiting, the procrastinating, the maybe I should. No. Just if you think about it, sometimes you just got to do it. And that's exactly what happened. And we're going to get right into it. So, mindset on vision. Listen, let's talk about this here. So, just yesterday, I went out, had breakfast. I wanted to do breakfast. A lot of people do lunch, dinner, brunch, however you want to do it. I chose breakfast. Why do you ask? I'm glad y'all asked. Y'all so amazing. I chose breakfast because first off, it's not a large crowd, especially not during the week. You know, maybe on the weekends, yes. But this was during the week, guys. So I chose that particular time of the day because it's not a large crowd. Oh, yeah, I told y'all I went by myself. I don't usually go out to eat by myself. If I'm doing, meals by myself, it's usually here at the house. I might order Uber Eats, I DoorDash, they all right. But Grubhub, places like that. And they bring it to me. Might order some pizza. They bring it to me. Those types of things. This time I said, I'm going to go get me something to eat. And not only am I going to go get something, I'm going to try a local place. So I tried a local diner. I didn't go to an IHOP, a Bob Evans. No, I didn't try one of those big chains that you hear about. I didn't try one of those. Oh, and I definitely didn't do no fast food because that would defeat the purpose. I went to a place here in Mebane. They have another location nearby as well. But in North Carolina, it's called Grill Works. Now, I had already heard about this place from my mom and stepdad, but I wanted to try it for myself. So I did what I normally do: go to my phone, get my handy dandy app of Yelp, and I literally initially, I just typed in, dine in breakfast near me, search. And it gave me a list. That's it. That's literally all I did. Dine in breakfast near me. Gave me a nice list of about 30 places to include fast food restaurants, by the way. Yes, Burger King, Wendy's, Bojangles, McDonald's, those are there. They were there. I was like, that is not what I'm looking for. But I know it's up there for a reason. Anyway, back to this topic. Grillworks was like number one. I forgot what the second one was, but it sounded pretty good. I wish I could remember what it was. Y'all, I don't know how many of y'all believe this, but Cracker Barrel was pretty far down the list. I ain't even gonna lie. The ratings were not that good. Just gotta throw that one out there. But anyway, Grillworks, they have 4.1 out of 5 stars. But see, I like to go read the reviews because on Yelp, there's some people on there get some real reviews. like no joke. They be raw with it too. And so I was actually looking for French toast because I'm a fan of French toast. I really love French toast. Just for all of my lovers out there, my fans, my supporters, if you want to invite me over, hook me over some good French toast. It got to be that thick bread, that Texas toast. Anyway, what I'm getting at is, looking at these reviews actually told me that I should not try the French toast. See, glad I went to check the reviews because it told me not to. They said it's not that good. They didn't really give a real like definite or like a defined reason of why it wasn't that good, but it said don't do it. It's not that good. I said okay, I'm not gonna go against you because that'll be my money, you know. But they did say that they had some really good eggs and cheese grits. And I said, oh, snap. I'm from the South, baby, and I love egg and cheese grits. Okay. And I put it all together in a bowl. See, y'all don't know nothing about that. Some of y'all don't know nothing about all that. But you put it all in one bowl. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And then I got me some bacon and one of their biscuits. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what, that biscuit, that might have been one of the best things out there. I'm just saying, out of the whole meal. And I'm not usually one that's gonna eat the bread. You guys in my family, but I ate that biscuit, the whole thing. Okay, it was big, like a round and fluffy. That's like was thick. Okay, and it wasn't like dense thick. It was a real fluff to it. Man, I don't even know how to explain that thing. But anywho, and I had some apple juice to wash it all down, man. It was good. I think I mentioned the bacon too, but anyway. Um, so I'm just sitting there. Let me tell you how I got there first and foremost. But I requested an Uber and I went through there. So this was about like 9. I think it was like 9. I tried to request the Uber earlier, but they canceled it for some reason. Y'all know how these apps are nowadays. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, they canceled it and told me I had to find another one. I was like, why? You find it for me since you canceled it. But anyway, I had to find another one. Actually got grateful that I did because when I was talking to my grandma the previous day and she was, kind of hinting at why I shouldn't go. I was like, oh, don't worry about it. It's gonna be me and Jesus. I don't need nobody else. And sure enough, so I'm in this Uber, great. By the way, he was a nice elderly man, African American, and I mean, just so nice. He talked to me the whole time, and never once did he ask about my blindness or different ability until I got to the location. He asked if I wanted help to get inside. But before I get there, remember how I just said that I told y'all my grandma that it was gonna be me and Jesus riding? When I got in the car, I kid you not, he was listening to something. It wasn't music, but it was like spiritual talk or something like that. It's some kind of radio that he was listening to. I'm not sure. But the only word I heard on this radio before we got into full blown conversation, and I'm not making this up, can't make it up. God is my witness, Jesus as my co-pilot. The only word I heard on this radio station or whatever he was listening to was the one word Jesus, nothing else. I can't make that up. Booyah. That right there told me Jesus is in the car with me. I ain't got nothing to worry about. Let's keep it moving, I wish I was making it up. Actually, I don't because it would be a terrible story. But I'm so serious right now. That is really what happened. I heard the word Jesus. I zoned out after that, and it was just me and him talking. And it was such an amazing conversation, by the way. But he helps me from the curb to the door, and gets gets me inside. And y'all will figure out why I'm laughing here in a second. But he gets me inside, and the young lady, one of the waitresses, she said, "Oh, you can sit wherever you like." I said, "Well, I'm visually impaired, so I'm gonna need a little help with that." And she said, "Oh, I'm sorry." And so she comes over, she, takes my hand. And she's like, "Well, here's a booth if you like to sit here." I said, "Oh yeah, that's fine, that's fine." So I sat down, right? And as I'm listening, by the way, because I don't know what it is with people who notice you're blind but think you're deaf. I don't know what it is about that. But they're sitting there talking to each other. It's her and another staff member, and they say, "Well, is that guy coming back with him? I don't know. Ask him." and I can hear it just as clear as y'all can hear me. Okay, so I'm giggling right now, and it comes back over. She says, "Hey, is that guy? Is he going to park the car and coming back in?" I said, "Oh no, that was my Uber." She was like, "Oh, well, what can I get you?" By the way, I live in a country town, so that's why I'm doing all these little country accents here. Uh, but so anywho, she thought that was like a relative or friend, family friend, whatever. That she thought he was related to me somehow, or something, and there was no connection other than him dropping me off. But anywho, when I got done with everything, my eating and all of that, uh, she was like, "Oh, do you need anything else?" I said, "Oh, well, no, I'm just requesting my Uber, so I can get up out of here, and get you guys your booth back." And she's like, "Oh, well, when the Uber gets here, just let me know and I'll help you outside." I said, "Oh, well, thank you." I never asked her nothing. She offered, and sure enough, when the Uber came and I was getting up to put on my little jacket or whatever, puffer jacket. She says, "Oh, is your ride here?" I said, "Yeah, it should be here about a minute." She said, "Okay." And so she told the lady she was gonna help me outside. We go outside and we're looking all around. And which was nice. She helped me outside, helped me get in the Uber, all that stuff, man. I tell you, man, it was just one of those things where, and I said this to my veteran group that I'm now a part of, the veteran group text message that I'm a part of. I said, when you sit there and watch the news and everything that it feeds you, all that negativity, all that crazy nonsense you see every day on the news, it makes you feel like the world is just falling apart. Okay. I said yesterday, I felt so much humanity that it gave me belief back in humanity. Like, I just felt like there were so many people that don't see, put it this way, they saw me for as a person, not as a helpless person. Let me help this person instead of being a helpless person. Wow, that's cool. So that's what I thought about when I got home. I was like, you know what? That made me feel so good. I might do that again next month. And actually, that's darn certain I'm gonna do it again next month. Because I just wanted to um I like the way that felt, just to, and also just to be out by yourself. You should try it sometime. Not every occasion um needs somebody else. Now, if you're a spouse, I mean, I get it. You're supposed to go with your spouse. I'm not saying that. But if you're like single or things like that, have some time. Go out and enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself because you get time to think. You get time to just say, this food is good. I was literally over there savoring that food. I'm telling y'all don't know like I know. I was like, this is good. And I started to order some more. I ain't even gonna front you. But I ain't gonna take too much more of that time. One of my favorites. I hope it's one of y'all's too. Those three E's, man. Excuse, execute, and elevate, guys. Y'all know how I feel about excuses. Get him out of here, And so, one of the excuses that I want to bring up, especially for this conversation and topic, when it revolves around being spontaneous and just seizing the day, man. I could have easily been like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Maybe I should wait till my mom gets back. So just in case I need somebody to come get me or somebody to come assist me, whatever. I could have waited. I could have created the excuses. But I actually waited until they were out of town. There was no savior. Yeah, see, y'all ain't hearing me. I said they out of town. They on a whole boat. Okay. I did that on purpose. I said, listen, I'm going to do this because I know I can. And I already told y'all I had Jesus as I said my driver. I don't like to call him my co-pilot or my passenger. He my driver. He be driving me. So I'd rather him drive than for me to be driving and he's sitting over in the passenger seat. No, let him drive. And so the the excuses that I could have created, I kind of like went ahead and kicked them to the curb because they're not here. It's not even possible for them to assist me with them being far away. They're a whole nother freaking country. You know what I'm saying? So uh when I think about the excuses of seizing the moments or seizing the day, why even create them? Because that actually eliminates spontaneous moments. The spontaneity that you are looking for is gone, literally gone. And so we have to have our execution phase. My execution phase literally came overnight. That was not a, well, I'm gonna plan it out while before they even leave on my planet. No, I planned that the day before I went. They were already gone for 3 days already. So this was something that literally just happened overnight. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself to some breakfast in the morning. That's literally what I said. I was on the phone with my girlfriend at the time when I said it. I know what happened, guys. So it literally was a spontaneous moment. It was a Carpe Diem moment. It was me just saying, if I can fly halfway or not even halfway across this country by myself, why the heck can't I go just to the other side of town? And I really didn't go to the other side. I just went downtown. like, like it, why can't I do that? That's even closer. It should be a whole lot easier, and so that's what my mind created. It it saw the excuses and said, but we have solutions. So if I had the solution, there is no excuse. Now it's time for me to get into the execution phase. How will I be doing this tomorrow? What time should I start moving? Oh, I know for sure I want to go ahead and start pressing around 8 a.m. Do something at 8 because I know I'm going to get hungry around that time. I always do. So I need to at least be getting my Uber requested or something by that time, you know, and um and so I did. I did what I was supposed to do. I had everything lined up. I already thought about the night before what I wanted to eat instead of doing it that morning. That's how you move the ball along, get the steamroll going, guys. Not starting from behind the curveball. You want to be in front of that sucker. That way you knock it out the park, you know. And so shout out to the World Series. I know that ended a couple weeks ago, but I just wanted to throw some of that in there. Anyway, what I'm getting at to the point where you could elevate, because after you get past those excuses and you find a way to execute, the way to elevate is now, baby, we done did this. Ooh, and now y'all heard what I said earlier. I'm about to do this once a month because there's nothing to stop me now. When there's nothing to stop you, why not? Somebody asked me a question. It wasn't about the going out, but I'll give you an example. So I go to the gym. I do a particular workout. It's called deadlifts. For those who understand working out, deadlifts is where you pick up weight from the floor and you just put it back down. It's that kind of thing. But it's literally from a dead weight moment. Like the weight is not already moving. So that's why they call it a dead lift. And so, anywho, I'm picking up this weight, and I told somebody, I'll just tell you what it was. I told my grandma, I said, "Hey, grandma, girl, I'm tired. I did 335 pounds on deadlifts 5 times. I am tired." She said, 335 pounds? She said, "You'll turn into a bodybuilder." I said, "If I ain't turned into one yet, I don't think it's going to happen." But anyway, I said, yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna happen. She said, "Why are you doing so much weight?" I said, why not?" I said, why do we ask a why on something like that? Why not? Now, if I would have told you I hurt myself doing that, that's a reason to say why. But if I didn't say that, why not? If I would have came and called you, said, "Oh Lord, I done injured myself at the gym doing 335 pounds, trying to pick something up that I can't do." Oh, no, no, no. I could do it. And I look darn good doing it. I know I did. Because I had people telling me I did. And what starts to bother me is other people's mindset in regards to some. I heard somebody once say, and this is no reflection on any specific person, but I heard somebody once say, if you want to ruin a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. They can't grasp the concept because first off, it's yours. It's your dream. Secondly, it might not be something that they could, really see like you see. And so when I'm picking up 335 pounds and I know I used to be able to do over 400, 335 is not my goal. That's where I am now. So we have to understand that too, guys. And so I wanted to throw that example in there because it just shows that people are not always going to think like you. So sometimes you got to move by yourself. And that's what I did yesterday. I just moved by myself, stepped out on faith first and foremost. And I told y'all, man, I took Jesus with me. Jesus said, let's go. If this is what you want to do, well, I'm with it. And we just sat there, had a great time. I smiled. And I know people probably looking at me like I was crazy the way I was just sitting there smiling. But yeah, no, that's just all I will leave y'all. All right, and we are back with the tool of the week. Guys, it's kind of one of those things this week where we'll be talking about something I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all can understand, grab hold to or even think about already. But it's one of those things where you're like, you don't know what tomorrow holds. Nobody really does. If you do, give me a call. No, I'm joking. For real though, we don't know what tomorrow holds. We can have an idea, we can plan it, I just feel like there are so many different things that can happen in a day. 24 hours is a long time. Yeah, 8 hours of it, you might be asleep. And I said might. Why do I say might? Because anything can happen while you're sleeping. People have had, and I'm not trying to put this on anybody, but I'm just speaking from things that have happened while somebody was asleep. People could have had their house broken into. People could have had a fire breakout. People could have had the child, crying in the middle of the night. Dog could have been using the bathroom. You're like, what are you doing? Get out of here. What are you never know. You never know what could have happened in the middle of the night. And so I really think this tool of the week, man, guys, y'all please help me because I think y'all should all, me included, think of things that you've just really been procrastinating. And I said this earlier in the podcast. Stop procrastinating. Just do it. Nike said it best. Just do it. Why? Why should we just do it? Because when you're sitting back twiddling your thumbs on what you could be doing, somebody else is out here doing it. It could be something work related. It could be something that betters you in life. It could be I don't know, maybe reading something that you could have been reading. Students, it could have been studying you could have been doing, an exam you could have been taking and getting ahead on, a paper you could have been writing and being ahead on. I remember when I was in college and I was for example, I might have had a trip. I had a cruise that I had planned. And before I had to go, I could go on this cruise before fall vacation, I had 2 assignments and I think 2 writing prompts I had to do. I said, okay, I'm about to kill this first writing prompt on the first day of the week, which was Sunday. I'm about to do this first writing assignment, started on Sunday. And I think I finished that one on Monday. And then I did that next writing prompt for Monday, knocked it out. And then I did my my last thing started that on Monday and finished it on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm gone. But you see what I didn't do? I didn't procrastinate because I knew I had to be somewhere on Wednesday. I was in that car on my way to Florida on Wednesday because I had to set sail on Thursday. Guys, that's the thing. When you want to get something done, we can't just sit back and procrastinate. Seize the moment, seize the day. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care how you phrase it, which way you want to twist it, tie it up in a knot. If it want to be a balloon, listen to me. Don't procrastinate. Get a wonderful day in the no excuse zone. Carpe Diem. Seize the day. Seize the moment, guys. This has been an amazing episode of the No Sight, No Excuses podcast. We have had some serious, real, raw, and authentic conversation. I'm sure y'all can understand what I mean by this. But again, going back into the podcast today, we're wrapping this up. So I won't go too deep into it. But don't allow family, don't allow familiarity, don't allow fear to stop you from seizing the moment. Don't do it. We got to let it go. We got to break those chains. We got to find ways of doing it. Always be thinking of a solution. There's too much out here, first and foremost. Too much knowledge, too much electronics, too much technology for you not to be able to come up with some solution. It's literally just a question away. Whether it's on Google, whether it's on your Echo device, whether it's on your Apple Home device, it's just a question away. All you got to do is ping that thing and it's going to tell you something. Yeah, sometimes you might have to ping it once or twice because it does mess up sometimes. But that's technology, and that means it's not human as well. And I'm glad to say that it's not. Thank you. But what I will say is, guys, the things we have to do, and I think about this one story from the Bible of I believe it was Moses, if I'm not mistaken, when he was like trying to lead these people, and he's like, "Well, God, who am I? Who do I tell these people because they don't care for me? What am I supposed to tell them? What am I supposed to tell them that they are going to be like, oh, okay, we'll believe you? Tell them the I am that I am sent you." Okay, I'm gone. That he had to find a way for these people he was going to be leading to believe him. Why do I bring that up? I'll tell you why. Because when people don't believe that I am capable of doing something, I have to give them reason why I'm capable of doing it. It's not that I feel obligated. No, I don't mind. At some point, I want you to understand that I do understand life. I do understand the world around me, and I will protect myself. But again, when you riding shotgun with Jesus, who else going to protect you better? Nobody. So, guys, this has been the No Sight, No Excuses podcast. Remember, just because you can't see it doesn't mean you can't achieve it. Peace, y'all.